WICR.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sportsville. I'm your host with the most, Jersey Joe, and it is National Signing Day, a huge day for college football. Got out of class, looked over everything. One of the biggest stories that we saw today was the number one recruit, Brian Coart. Kind of a little bit of unsureness on everyone's part. Where's he going? Florida and Auburn were the two schools that he was deciding between. He did pick Auburn this morning, but then everybody was a little alarmed because he didn't send his fax and his letter of intent to Auburn, so they couldn't technically acknowledge that he was a part of their program yet. But it seems like it's all been cleared up. He did text a guy from Rivals, which is the big site that tracks all this stuff. He sent it that he is going to Auburn regardless. So he is going. War Eagle fans, don't panic. You've got the number one recruit, and thankfully it is defense. He's a defensive end. It was the number one overall prospect, 5-star. And look, let's be honest. Auburn needs defense more than anything. I think Gus Malzahn's offense is so good that he could just plug in any quarterback and they could work it. I mean, you saw with Nick Marshall. Nick Marshall was a guy who really was limited in the passing game, but he had such great athleticism, and he ran that offense so effectively. I think you just see on offense, Gus has got to figure it out. You bring in Will Muschamp as the defensive coordinator. His presence, I'm sure, helped bring in this recruit. He talked about it in his press conference, which I was able to catch a little bit of. That's a big presence there, having Will Muschamp. Now, I don't think Will Muschamp's going to stick around too long. He'll get another gig somewhere sometime soon. But for now, you've got Will Muschamp. The window is very, very good for Auburn right now because, let's be honest, their defense was atrocious last year. The offense hit a little bit of a rough patch, but for the most part, I think Auburn knows what it has to do. Clean it up on defense. This is a big signing for them, and they did pretty well. Currently on Rivals, they have everything right here of the top 10 programs. Auburn is number 6. They did pretty well today. 27 total top recruits. They got 2 5-star recruits, 16 4-star recruits. Not bad. I was looking. A lot of them are defensive. And that's what Gus has to do. Gus Malzahn, great coach, smart guy. He knows right now his program desperately needs defensive talent. One thing, though, is I think the talent is huge. And even Will Muschamp in his press conference said it's all about players at the end of the day. And I think that's really the big thing. In college football, I think it's a little bit, the reason that the NFL is so much different is because the NFL is, the level is so much closer. It's more about tactics, and it's a well-played chess game. College is all about who recruits the best players. Now, coaching is a huge part of it as well. I mean, you see why Urban Meyer won the championship. On paper, Ohio State's doesn't have the most talented roster out of all the teams, but you just see the way Urban Meyer coaches them. He just coaches them better than anyone else does. Nick Saban's done it the last couple years. Alabama as well. I mean, Alabama, we all understand, they've dominated in the National Signing Day the last couple of years, but currently they are in second. I mean, of course, they've done fantastic as always. 24 total signings, 4 5-star recruits, 15 4-star recruits, but USC is currently number 1. They've done really well today, 3 5-star and 17 4-star. And look, I think we all thought when Steve Sarkisian came in, he was taking over a program that's a little bit down. And I'll be honest, I'm a little bit down when you see USC isn't at its height of power. I think when USC, UCLA, and now we've got Oregon, when those three core, and we understand how good the Pac-12 has gotten. I mean, it is a deep conference. You have teams, programs like Arizona, Arizona State. There is a lot of depth. A lot of these programs are very formidable. I mean, even a program like Utah, just beating UCLA last year, it's a very, very tough conference. There's a lot of great programs, a lot of great coaches there. But USC, I think, when they're nationally ranked and they're recognized and they're a power, I think that their brand is so appealing to people. We understand the SEC dominates, but I think the Pac-12 is a different play style. The SEC is a lot more rough and tough, ground and pound, tough defense, but we see it more with the Pac-12. It's more of a very fun, flashy, big plays down the field, air raid offenses. A lot of things people want to watch now. Everything, any content you can get for college football is good stuff. but I just think the Pac-12 is really good. And USC, Steve Sarkisian, even last year, he had a very good signing class. USC, their biggest problem is, can you get a quarterback here? And I haven't looked too close if they did, but if they start to get that, we know Sarkisian is a good offensive guy. He showed last year a lot of promise, what he did there. I think USC is kind of on their way back now, and that's just very good for college football. But number 3, Florida State. Jimbo Fisher is an excellent recruiter. A lot of people say that they consider Jimbo a better recruiter than a coach. I don't know if that's fair because, the guy has done a terrific job coaching that program. A rough end to the year that really never kind of set themselves apart this year. Never really gave us a substantial reason to believe that they deserved to be in the playoff, but they did. They were undefeated until they lost to Oregon in the Rose Bowl. He looks like he is reloading the program once again. Five 5 stars and 10 4-stars. Another phenomenal class. The last 2 years, it's really been Alabama and Florida State dominating, and now we see USC really climbing up the ladder. They did well last year, but this year, they're at number 1 currently, so they've really climbed up. And now a quiet one is Clemson. Dabo Swinney, a little bit surprising here. Now, Clemson, of course, very good program, very good ACC program. Once Taj Boyd left, you knew they were going to be a little bit down this year, and they were very up and down. But, Dabo Swinney did a nice job with this recruiting class. 23 total. He's got three 5-star and 9 4-star. So there's a lot of lower star guys who make that up. But I was able to catch a little bit of his press conference, too, and he did say that we don't have maybe the numbers of 4 and 5s that other people did, but the guys we got were the ones we wanted and were premier guys. 9 4-stars is not bad, and 3 5-stars is pretty good too. So we'll see if Dabo Swinney's true on his word. He needs another quarterback there to kind of bring the program back up. But he's shown he's put together some pretty good teams. Good job there. Now, Tennessee is a big one. Tennessee, number 5 currently. They did very well today as well. 4 5-star recruits and 13 4-stars. Butch Jones, I really like what he's done with that program. The Vance Worley ship has kind of sailed off into the sunset, and that is good for Tennessee because Vance Worley, never really a big fan of the guy. He wasn't very good. They needed a quarterback there. They look like they're kind of getting into that area where they know what they want to do at quarterback. And his program's been on the rise. It really has. Made a bowl game this year, won the bowl game, and that's huge. It really is. Tennessee is a program that, again, these national brands are better for college football when they are relevant. Tennessee was down for a while. You had Lane Kiffin, that whole fiasco there. But I think Butch Jones is bringing them stability. He's shown improvement, and that's all you want to see is you got to keep going up. If you can start off a little rough, but you got to keep going up. And I think that was the biggest thing with a guy like Brady Hoke at Michigan. Brady Hoke takes over the program, does very well initially, but then his record just keeps going down, 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 down. You've got to keep going up. It can't be a roller coaster ride. And he did have pretty good recruiting classes, Brady Hoke. It just, on the field, didn't really translate. Devin Gardner never really substantiated into a really effective quarterback. But then you have Georgia, and Georgia did really well. Now, they are 7th, but the guys that they got are in the top 10, so they did get very, very big guys. And Mark Richt, I'm a huge Mark Richt fan. You look at Georgia next year, I think that they look like they're going to be very good again. Nick Chubb is a very young running back. He is outstanding. You lose Todd Gurley to the NFL, but this guy, Nick Chubb, is different because he's a lot more of a physical runner than Gurley was, but he's got so much power. When you watched him in the bowl game this year, just the way he breaks tackles and the speed he has along with it. Nick Chubb is a great player. Georgia, another top 10 recruiting class here. Very well done. LSU, always in this ballpark. 25 total, 4 5-stars, and 8 4-stars. Les Miles, we always know what he brings to the table. I love them defensively this year. Leonard Fournette is an outstanding player. As a running back, he's such a valuable weapon to have on offense. He's very physical. He's tough. He's fast. Such a dynamic weapon, but they have nothing at quarterback right now. Defensively, they are always outstanding. They have a really good player, like I just said, in Leonard Fournette. But I just think they have nothing at quarterback. What are they going to do there? That is their biggest thing to figure out. Then let's go to number 9, Ohio State, the Buckeyes, of course. Urban Meyer, another pretty good. Now, no 5 stars as of now, according to Riles, but 14 4-star recruits. And I think that's the thing with Urban Meyer. Maybe he's not going to get the best recruiting class here, but you've got to think of all the guys he's bringing back for Ohio State. They're going to be the number 1 ranked team in the preseason poll, and they will probably be. They really might win another national championship. I really think they could. You're bringing back J.T. Barrett. You're bringing back Braxton Miller. You have Ezekiel Elliott still. So much of the core that won this championship this year is back next year, and they're going to be even better than they were. I just think Urban Meyer coaches up people, develops people like no one else. He's the best coach in college football. I know Nick Saban is right there with him, but Urban Meyer just at a different level, a different intensity, nobody better. And then Kevin Sumlin rounding it out, Texas A&M with 25 total, 1 5-star and 11 4-star. Not bad. I mean, Kyle Allen showed a lot of promise, played pretty well in the bowl game this year. I think they've got something there. Kevin Sumlin's a very good football coach. He's done a lot of great things with that program. It was kind of a weird year for them this year. I mean, with Kyle Allen with a great start, then he disappeared off the face of the map. Now it looks like Kyle Allen is the man there. We will see how they continue to do. And then not in the top 10, but has made a lot of noise today is UCLA. And UCLA did very well, got the number 1 ranked quarterback prospect. Snoop Dogg's son, of course, committed to there. I really don't know much about him. I got to watch the tape, but I mean, I'll see on him. But UCLA, again, when Tennessee, when USC, when UCLA are relevant, it's better for everyone in college football. It makes everything so much better because we want to see these nationally ranked brands stick out. We want them to be relevant. It's better for all of us. It's better to watch. And it seems like a lot of those programs that have been down are coming back out. UCLA already did it. USC is on the way back, and Tennessee is definitely on the way back. It's good for college football. This show was good for college football. I'm your host with the most, Jersey Joe, signing off to a Sports Vault College Football Corner mix. So excited to get back into college football. It was a little lull after the national championship, but it's back in the news, and it's very exciting. That is going to do it for the segment. I'll be back on the air tomorrow. Everyone, you have a lovely night.